It's the end of July, which means it's time for a mid-year freakout tag. Now, in the spirit of the TBR jar, I've decided to ask my sister, who's actually here today, to write down some freakout prompts, I guess. In here, finally using the color paper I have access to, or I've had downstairs instead of plain old white. They're not categorized. I know a lot of people, when they do colored prompts, they usually have some sort of like category. We're not doing that. I think I've read 8 books so far this year, which is a lot less than other people that I see do this prompt typically. We're gonna get started. Shake it. First one. I literally don't even know all of them either. I just sent her 2 pictures. I can see right through it. Biggest surprise. The biggest surprise. Where? Does it have to be like positive?
No.
No, right? Okay.
The surprise can be good or bad.
Actually, no. I think the biggest surprise would have to be Ring by Koji Suzuki, because like I said before, I've never watched any movie, because I know they have in Japan and over here, right? Like they're a little bit, yeah, so they're a little bit different, but I was too scared to. So learning about Sadako firsthand was really cool, because obviously you learn it kind of backwards. Like you don't know the whole truth until the very, very end. And even then, you're kind of like, oh, it feels like unique in a way. And maybe that's because I haven't really read horror novels either. Like I think this is my second? Yeah, or no. Yeah, novel, yes. Because I've read a bunch of short stories, but they're short stories, not novels. So this was really fun. It did make me fear my own mortality, which was something Sadako also did. In a sense, I don't want to say too much because the reveal, crazy. And I still do recommend this book. So that's that one. Ow. What color was that? Yellow. I'll do a blue one. This one I might not be able to see through. Is that right? A book I thought I'd love but didn't. When the museum is closed. I had such high expectations when I read the synopsis, because it is sapphic, but it's between a human woman and a statue, the statue of Venus. And it sounded so fun and so different, but there just wasn't enough. I wish we got to learn more, and maybe it's, you know, part of the translation. Maybe some of the nuances of the universe got lost in translation, but I wish there was more. It just, I don't even know. It felt like we were going back and forth a lot in time and skipping around, and there's no chapters. It felt kind of all jumbled, and at the same time it wasn't enough, and I'm very upset, and I'm still thinking about it, but in a bad way. Blue, yellow. I'll do orange, which is my favorite color. Favorite book. Check my little bag of goodies. Actually, no, I don't have it. It was a library book, and it was How to Survive a Horror Story. This book was literally so fun. I think it is categorized as horror, and that's why I said that I think I read 2 horror novels. The book, it was a library book, so I kind of want to buy it for myself because I really love the story so much. Being inside 7 different people's heads where they believe one thing to be true, but Mortimer Queen believes another thing to be true, so you kind of, I think, have to make that decision on who to believe because there are certain stories that line up for the authors, but they differ from Mortimer Queen's. So it's very, are they telling the truth? Is Mortimer Queen telling the truth, or is he just that good of an author in the universe to fabricate a story for someone to believe, for people to believe? I'm still thinking about this book, and I read it in January. I absolutely recommend that. So okay, I did yellow, orange, blue. No, I already shook it. What? I'm gonna do one of the like 3 green ones. I think they're all like 3. Oh, there's 4 green ones. It's fine. We thought there was only like 2. Favorite, what? Favorite new author? Ew. I don't think I have one yet. I am currently, as of right now, I've really only read 1 book per author so far. So like I don't really have a favorite author because I feel like I have to read more than one of their works, because otherwise, what if I hate the rest of their works? You know what I mean? Like, what if they suck? In my opinion, not like objectively. So I don't have one. I haven't had a favorite author in a while. Moving on. Did I didn't do red yet, right?
Yeah.
This is red. Nope. Made me laugh. Oh, wait. No, I'll do Beach Read. Beach Read, Emily Henry. I think Pete is so fucking funny. She sometimes can't read a room, I will say, which is not my favorite thing in a character. Because there's one specific scene. Anyway.
But it did make me laugh.
She was funny before that. Next one. We'll do a blue. Oh, that's blue and green. Uh-oh. Okay, I'll do the green, because I don't know. Longest book. Ooh. I don't think I've... I think we're maybe back to one of these. 458. It's definitely not Beach Read because there's 100 less pages. Oh. Longest book I've read this year, 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle, because I'm not looking up. I think How to Tell a Horror Story, How to Survive a Horror Story was 3 something. And I'll probably put the correction there. So if I'm lying, oops. This was the longest book I read. This was also really enjoyable. I did say 5-star, or I did say, what is it? What did I say? I did say How to Survive a Horror Story was my, I think, 1 true 5 stars. I think this is really close. This is something I want to read again to see if it all makes sense. Because reading a mystery, I think I said it, I wasn't really an attentive enough reader. Like, I'm not typically an attentive enough reader. So I want to see if it actually makes sense, or I was just the perfect victim of this kind of mystery, because it's a time loop. He reincarnates into different guests throughout the book, and he goes, like, it's literally 7 different days, and he's trying to solve the murder of who killed Evelyn Hardcastle to escape. Because if not, he has to start over, and if he starts from scratch, he has no memories. So he literally has to start from scratch, which sucks. That was kind of hard on the printer. All of these.
Or not.
Okay. Anyway, lighting change. It's looking way different, but I think I just kind of want to finish them. Prettiest cover. But this like special edition or like collector's edition, whatever, of Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring. I think it's really pretty with the detailing. It's, what is that word? It's engraved? Embossed words. And like, look, it's so shiny. And it's a pretty color. All of these are really, really pretty. And I should probably read that. Probably finish it, I should say. Probably. I did to kind of speed this up. Sun is setting. The lights above me are out. We gotta get it pushing. Sun's not setting. It's gonna rain. Damn. This is right. The light's not shining through it anymore, so I can't really see if it's up. New release I haven't read yet. Heartstopper. It's currently July 18th. And Heartstopper Forever came out yesterday. The book came out a couple weeks ago, and I haven't read it yet, and I want to read it, and I'm going to start reading Heartstopper this weekend and throwing aside my July TBR because I don't really... not in the mood. Really, and I need to cope with Heartstopper being over. So, that's new release I haven't read yet, and I definitely want to read it. And I will. I should probably stop. Do you know what I was gonna say? Oh, she did know what I was gonna say. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, now my hand's wet. So I'm using the screen to see if it's right. Favorite character? Oh my god. I'm gonna say, how would I even describe him? He reminds me of like a plague doctor in here. I think he's really cool. I love that guy. And if you read the book, you would know, because I don't want to spoil it, because then that really gives a lot of context to what's happening in the book, and that's something I feel you have to learn as you go. Otherwise it's not as effective, I think. What? Okay. All right. Here's the next one. I can't see. Book with the most unique concept. It's between, I'm gonna choose two for this one. It's between 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle and How to Survive a Horror Story. This is, like I said, time loop, 7 different guests, 7 different memories that he barely has access to, really, and trying to solve the murder of the heiress of the family. and 7 authors, 7 stories, 7 like lies and secrets, and only 1 recipient of the late Mortimer Queen's will and estate. Both equally fun, and I think equally unique. I've never read anything like this. I've never seen anything like it either. I mean, maybe if you've read more books, maybe you have. I haven't. There was a very long period of time where I didn't read. And when I did read before, it was more dystopian, fantasy, and that was, yeah, that was pretty much it. Maybe a couple science fiction, but it was like mixed with fantasy, like the Lunar Chronicles was kind of like science fiction, fantasy in one. Let's do a warm color because I think the last 3 were like First book of the year, How to Survive a Horror Story. It's like 3 times. Alright, we're gonna try and rapid fire this. Wait. A book I can't do it. A book I've read this year that I'd I'd reread. 7.5 Deaths. I did mention it because I want to see if I'm just the perfect victim or if this is really as good as I thought it was. Put it in front of the camera. Made me cry. Carl's first boss fight. Cried like a baby. It was so... Thinking about it makes me so sad. And Matt Ditterman is a sick man for it. Like, I'm so pissed. Sorry, guys. Don't mean to be angry at you. Oh, sorry, 140... It's 5. Including a little epilogue. It felt like 145. Wasn't it? Damn! A book I want to finish before the end of the year. Shit. I want to read this whole series before the end of the year. I'm probably going to read it very soon, like I said. Hopefully the next video is me reading and finishing the Heartstopper series. Because I'm so excited to meet the book version of Nick and Charlie and, you know, everyone else. Okay. Last prompt. A book A book I haven't stopped thinking about. How to Survive a Horror Story. Banger. And I think I will buy it. I'm contemplating, I think I want to pay the hardcover price. It's that deep. I really loved the book. I thought it was so good. And I would recommend it all the time. It'll probably be in my top 10 recommended. Because like Melanie Brown says, she's one of the characters. It's so frustratingly human. And you would think that even though they are horror authors and they write the exact situations that they are now in, you would think they know how to act, but they don't, because obviously they're still human at the end of the day. I'm now out of prompts. So that was the end. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.